Warning, this video contains flashing lights, jump scares, loud noises, disturbing images, and more. What? I'm just not reading it. Fuck you, pal.
Five Nights at Freddy's is a game series which has a deeper, well-hidden story about a man, his family, and the people he involved in his life. In this video, I present to you my take on that very story. Don't forget to quickly scroll down, subscribe, turn on notifications, like the video.
This dude got
back
60K.
Up, and please enjoy the combination of what I
It's
put
got
my heart,
13 million views. That's fucking crazy. Fair play to him.
soul, and time into for the past few months.
You know why this has 13 million views? Is because everyone links it to fucking every streamer that asks about the FNAF lore. You guys want to nibble on my chocolate bar? We're eating Mr. Beast milk. Chocolate bar. Wait, continued. Is Scott not involved now? Or is it like it's produced more by...
Married, a father of 3 children, Elizabeth, Evan, and Michael. Began a business with his good friend Henry Emily. Married, a father of 2, Charlotte and Sammy. Their business name was decided to be Fazbear Entertainment, and together they opened up a small restaurant called Fredbear's Family Diner. A regular diner filled with dining and party rooms. The diner's main purpose was for children's birthday parties, as they knew that's the way to profit.
Yep.
It might as well have been a pizzeria though, as their menu was mostly filled with a variety of pizzas and cakes for all customers to enjoy.
It looks a good
But
pizza. I had
unlike
pizza
any
earlier.
other restaurant,
I ordered
this was
prezzo.
run by 2 mechanical geniuses, probably the smartest in the world, who together agreed on an idea. An idea so genius it would have to convince more kids and adults to have their birthdays and to dine generally at this location. An idea that would drive their revenue through the roof,
So,
and not only to
animatronics
them,
are their
an
selling
idea that would
point.
shape the future of both their lives forever. The idea was put into motion almost instantly.
Ali.
Their creative minds wouldn't allow for hesitation. It was time. They were ready for business and destined for success. William and Henry created 2 spring-lock suits that they could wear and serve customers in, but the suits could also pass as animatronics to perform for the customers on a stage. These 2 spring-lock suits would end up becoming the main attraction of the diner, and the 2 suits would don the names Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. Business was booming. The 2 were receiving money from all directions. Parents loved the place. They could just chill back and eat some pizza while their children ran around and admired the animatronics. Children flocked to the diner daily to see the Springlock animatronics. If someone wanted a birthday party, this would be where
Were they Springlock animatronics because that was like the easiest way to make them? Like Springlock just means they're powered by springs, like the mouths, right? Is that what that means? And then like yeah, I think that's what it is.
they went. Due to the success of Fredbear's, a sister location opened up.
Oh, that's what meant by sister location. It is just a so the family diner, the sister location is the pizza restaurant. Okay.
There's Pizzeria, with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy as the main stars.
Yep.
These 4 became really popular really quickly, so they ended up selling masks and merch to increase their revenue. But business doesn't change a man's mentality.
Oh.
William Afton may have been married, a father of 3 children, and thanks to Fredbear's, a wealthy man. But however his life was, he wasn't a good man. Abusive, destructive, and cruel. The one reason he is where he is today is because he is smart and a strategist. The money did nothing but grow his toxic and dangerous personality. He looked to Spring Bonnie, and then out to his pizzeria he helped create. And upon scanning the crowds, he put on the Springlock animatronic suit with a stable plan for an unstable man. Tonight,
Wait, he put on the
5 children
suit?
would have a
Oh,
birthday
hold
party they
on.
would
No, that's
never
not what I
forget,
did.
and
We don't want that. Hold on. Wait, the suit it wasn't just its own thing. Someone had to wear it? Springlock means that they could open on springs, but with people inside, but lock when they needed to be animatronics. Okay.
Put on the Springlock animatronic suit with a stable plan for an unstable man. Tonight, 5 children would have a birthday party they would never forget and never let go.
Oh yeah. Just the bite of 83.
5 children were having a grand time at a birthday party in the pizzeria until randomly the yellow Spring Bonnie came over to them, and after playing with their minds and corrupting their thoughts, the Springlock animatronic successfully lured them into the back room of the pizzeria.
He's wearing this right now. He's in it, right?
Unknowingly to these children, their party would end prematurely, as upon being alone with the 5 children, William pulled something from behind his back. The children were ready for a surprise he
Is
told
this
them
84?
he had, the surprise they wanted, and the surprise they got. The knife William pulled out from behind his back went through the children's bodies. He went on a murdering spree,
Oh, wow.
murdering all of them in a short amount of time. William knew exactly what he had done. The psycho gained satisfaction from this event.
So this is prior. Is this a specific year? This is the post pizzeria. So the kids were probably killed in what, 81 or 82, and they didn't realize until 84.
He had just given, but the cops would arrive soon. Their parents would notice their children missing. He had to do something to cover his tracks. But how? While thinking of options, he stared at Fredbear and the 4 main animatronic suits him and Henry created with endoskeletons to be fully automatic, as manually wearing the suits and serving customers was becoming too much, as they had to cook, take calls, requests, and it was all getting too much for the 2 of them. So that's why they made the endoskeletons in the
probably
first
84,
place.
right?
The animatronics looked like animals, with a brown bear, blue bunny, yellow chicken, and red fox. But to William's luck, the suits were open and empty. William grinned, knowing exactly where he would hide the evidence.
Oh, so they were meant to have the endoskeletons in them, but they didn't have them in them. So he could just say, yeah, there's endoskeletons in them. They're fully animatronics.
Of this murderous event, which causes Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria to close down. Police stormed the building after several calls, not knowing their children's whereabouts, and the staff having no clue either. Police were scavenging, searching all around the building, in all the rooms of the diner, asking everyone what they knew, trying to piece together anything they could, until they couldn't find the children's bodies anywhere, and they quickly found out no one knew anything. The children, who were just having the best party of their lives, vanished out of thin air from the diner. William became a major suspect.
Well, obviously.
But without any bodies nor proof, they couldn't charge him. This quickly became a missing children's incident.
Wait, but... So... Missing children's incident isn't really 84, is it? Surely this would be before the murder.
Exhilaration. That's what William felt after the murder spree and getting away with it. His mind ran wild with ideas. What if he made suits specifically to contain people inside of them? Not Springlock suits like him and Henry used. The animatronic suits, but with enough space to fit humans into them. They couldn't contain adults because they might be too tall, too big. There would be way too much individuality between adults. But children, most of them would be the same height, same size. A little bit bigger wouldn't be too much.
I'd say the timeline would go... Diner opens. Pizzeria opens. The missing child incident. Then crying child. And then Emily's murder. Well, I guess it's a little bit... I can see how it's swifter.
Problem, since they would still be rather small. William already killed 5 children.
Oh, there's no actual dates? Oh, okay.
He knew exactly how to lure them out. So he knew where to go next. With the goal of capturing children in mind, he made a new animatronic. Circus Baby. A blue-eyed, red-hair clown animatronic with an inbuilt scooper to grab, pull, and then...
Who, don't be confused, chat, for anyone that's learning. She is big. She's like adult size. She's a big animatronic. She has space to store a kid inside her, so...
Trap children inside of itself. William adds that...
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips.
That's pretty fucking cool, just saying.
She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With a perfect creation and a long talk with Henry, William opened up a small restaurant on the side under his personal business name, Afton Robotics.
Oh.
Which would sell the same food and drink as Fredbear's, but with the addition of ice cream. And with this, Circus Baby's Pizza World opens.
Oh, okay.
William programmed Circus Baby so she would not kill or trap in front of crowds, nor with adults, but only in a one-on-one situation with a child. And William knew that the animatronic had to contain some sort of artificial consciousness. So how would he get that?
AI.
William's wife and children would occasionally visit the 2 locations, admiring William and Henry's work. Animatronics were unique, creative, and unheard of in this day of age. Evan liked to watch William work on the animatronics, and would regularly watch William...
Animatronics are pretty unheard of, anyway. Like, still in 23, right? Like, they're hardly seen.
Work on the 4 animal suits.
I've never seen one.
Evan actually got...
I know they have them at Disney, though.
Plush copies of.
Like
Elizabeth
some.
Afton, though, she desperately wanted to see Circus Baby every time she visited. It looked like her, and it was the first girl...
Well, I guess I've seen animatronics, but most animatronics aren't, like, to this standard. Most of the animatronics are like a dinosaur that like roars and then you pass by it like on a roller coaster.
Animatronic that had been ever made, with the others being Fredbear and Spring Bunny, which were still working at Fredbear's family diner. William always said no to Elizabeth. He knew deep down that Circus Baby would recognize his daughter as a child and would quite possibly kill her. Elizabeth kept asking,
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her?
Well, why, if she keeps saying that, why would he not be like, okay, and go with her? Right?
Daddy,
Yeah, we're just on to FNAF Lore.
you let the other children go see her. Why won't you let me go? Daddy, just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny. Didn't you make her just for me?
Nope.
Daddy, she can make balloons. Have you seen her make balloons? Oh, Daddy, let me go to her.
Where are those lines from? Out of curiosity. Is it from like some... Yeah. Clips from the games? Okay, yeah, but where? Is it in like one of like the little games that you play? Like the little arcade machines? Where do these come from? Sister, yeah, but what is it, like a video? Is it like, what is it? Like, where do they get these? I'm assuming they weren't just in the files when people found them from mining. Cutscenes between days? Okay.
no, was always the answer. William took no risk. His own daughter dying to his creation was not an option on the table. So he always took Elizabeth away from the animatronic and distanced her from the clutches of Circus Baby. But one night, while William was busy with a party of people coming
She
into the
explains her own lore during the game? Oh, shit. So she can speak? Oh, yeah, because she can take song requests. So she talks about her murder and her own death. Okay, that's cool. I kind of want to... Should I watch that now quickly? I kind of want to see that. Circus Baby Explains, maybe? Maybe it's just better for me to wait and, like, when it comes to playing the games. I don't know. Although I don't know if it would be worth playing the games after... Shut up, G Fuels. After learning all the lore.
The restaurant, Elizabeth snuck away from William and went to finally see Circus Baby. Stubbornness, ignorance, and arrogance. 3 words which would perfectly describe Elizabeth's actions as she headed towards the animatronic. Circus Baby watched this little girl run with excitement and started to dispense ice cream, a luring tactic, something she had never done before.
Daddy isn't watching. Don't tell Daddy that I'm here. I wanted to watch a show too. I don't know why he won't let me come see you. You're wonderful. Where did the other children go?
Fucking hell.
Elizabeth's final
That
words,
jumped me.
A question.
Is that from the
moment of
game?
Realization. Elizabeth died as a direct result of William's actions.
And he knew, but he
She was
couldn't say
inside
anything.
Circus Baby's suit. Her screams covered by the children running back into the room with excitement. William came with his
Yo, what's
buddy
your
of
switch?
children
What? What?
and wondered where his own went. He looked around and remembered Elizabeth's words.
Oh, Daddy, let me go to her. Didn't you make her just for me?
He then looked to Circus Baby, who coldly stared back. This was a giant mistake. William
Oh,
couldn't
you reckon?
comprehend this. This wasn't meant to happen. She should have listened. No, he should have made it happen. No, she shouldn't have been so stubborn. No, yes, no. William couldn't put together a single coherent thought in his mind. A psycho losing a loved one is not going to go well. He shut
Yeah.
the restaurant instantly, and for a whole night he looked into Circus Baby's lit green eyes. If anyone can retell this story in these events the best, it's Circus Baby herself.
What
I
does
was
it...
in a small room with
Oh.
balloons and a few tables. No one sat at the tables, though, but children.
Why
with
are
one
her eyes lit green? Does that mean anything, or is that just her eyes what they are?
in and out. I would
You're on Kick right now? No way Kick are restreaming me. Is this a troll or a Kick restreaming me? What? Elizabeth's eyes were green, so they changed because the soul was in there? Okay.
but always
Dude, I know
kept
there was like a Kick restreaming thing. Now I'm actually curious. I can't tell if you're trolling or if, you know.
the children. I'm not sure why. I was always acutely aware.
I'm very I kind of want to look now. Kick.com/Heike hate me. Yeah, it's there. I'm very confused. I can't tell if this is a bit or not, but I know there was like a thing of Kick doing this. No? Are we? Oh wait, we're not in the like just chatting category. We should probably do that. I'm so confused. I'm actually so confused. I think you're just trolling, but I genuinely can't tell because I know there was a thing with Kick doing this, but I just don't know why they would choose. Like, you hate me. Beat you to it. I beat you to it. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, it says fail to update something. Hold on. Oh, it's already on it. Never mind. Anyway, I can't tell if you're trolling. It's awful.
How many there were in the room with me. I can do something special.
Just as dude, I was so confused. I was like, wait, we're on the Twitter? Because like they did that. That like before Kick was like big, like on the first few days, they were they had Twitch integration, and they were just re-streaming Twitch streams, but like on their website was just the integration. It was like a whole thing. But I was so confused.
Did you know that? I can make ice cream. Although I only did it once. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Something happened when there was 1. A little girl, standing by herself. I was no longer myself, and I stopped singing.
Wait.
My stomach opened, and there was ice cream.
So this is her soul talking, and her soul is now inside Circus Baby, but Circus Baby doesn't know that she is the soul. They're broken. Oh.
I couldn't move, at least, not until she stepped closer. There was screaming for a moment,
I guess
but
we'll have to
only
wait.
for a moment.
There is
Then
subtitles
other
there, I guess.
children rushed in again, but they couldn't hear her over the sounds of their own excitement. I still hear her sometimes.
Cool.
Why did that happen?
Oh, so she isn't like in complete control. The soul is inside her, and she can kind of make her say things, but she can't say things as Elizabeth. She says things as Circus Baby. Got you.
William. William was why that happened. All William could think of was his darling daughter, now lost to his own creation. Immediately, he tells Evan and Michael to no longer visit any animatronics that are offline or on, especially not alone. There was no chance he would let another child of his be lost to any one of his creations. William knew Michael was old enough that the animatronics wouldn't kill him, although he still warned him away. But William must have raised his children wrong, as Evan becomes stubborn and decides to go to Fredbear's family diner either way, obviously without his father's permission.
Fucking
But
idiot.
unknowingly to Evan, William knew about this.
Oh my goodness. Then
He's the co-owner of the restaurant Evan was sneaking off to. Of course he would know. So knowing that stubbornness, ignorance, and arrogance caused Elizabeth's death, and seeing Evan follow in her footsteps, William crafted a plan that would hopefully stop Evan from visiting the restaurant for good. One midnight, Evan awoke to the sound of someone walking down his bedroom halls. Evan hopped out of bed and ran towards his door,
Oh, what game is this, by the way? This is what I meant by the bedroom scene.
opening it slightly, and he saw a nightmarish version of the animatronic.
I'm assuming this is sister location, and this is where all of the lore. Oh no, it's 4. Oh, is this like a flashback scene which you play in?
William build. Evan slammed the door shut.
Like, what
and
are we
after hearing
watching
more
this?
footsteps, he reopened the door and the animatronic was
Unless you just don't play this, it might be a cutscene.
gone. But then he heard rattling coming from his bed. William monitored Evan in an underground
Oh, no,
location
never
he
mind.
was yet to open to the
Is this the bunker?
public or anyone. He made sound illusion discs, which employ a high-pitched frequency just outside of the normal range of a human hearing. This frequency is used to overload the human brain, changing the listener's perception of whatever the emitter wants them to see. He used this to create illusions of animatronics that he knew Evan had seen, to make sure Evan never went back to Fredbear's. William knew Evan would think these were nightmares that he could strangely remember, but William made sure all of it actually happens to Evan when he's awake, so he remembers them more quickly to keep the fear level raised. He would make sure the illusions disappear at 6 AM each night, a time which Evan would begin to treasure. During the day, Evan would go to Fredbear's slightly more scared each time. William's plan was working. Michael, Evan's older brother, unknowingly to himself, was actually helping William during all of this, continuously scaring Evan with a foxy mask. William saw this as an okay thing to do and allowed this to happen during the daytime, as it would help Evan be more afraid to go back to Fredbear's.
I was about to say, so he's not a bad guy. He's a nice guy, really. No, he still killed kids. He just doesn't want his own kids killed.
Encouraged Michael to do this, and he would be monitoring what Michael does through the eyes of a plush Fredbear. But Michael didn't do it for the same reasons as William. He did it because he was a bad brother. Michael organized...
Nah, I don't think he's a bad brother. I think he's just doing older brother shit. You know, he's just winding him up. I don't think he's necessarily a bad brother, except he did accidentally kill him, but he didn't know it would kill him.
Party to be at Fredbear's, and he told all the kids in town about it. After Evan talks to the kids, he goes inside his house to find William.
What is this? Is this just a video clip that you do, or is this like a minigame?
And talk to him about it. But Michael gets him first and scares him again with the foxy mask. Michael knew that he could get Evan inside the diner if he really wanted to, by just
didn't have bad intentions, he just wasn't the best, okay.
Being himself the bad brother. Michael would have to bully Evan inside the diner for his party. So he gave it a try the next day to make sure he could. And by the end of it, he ended up locking Evan inside the back room of the diner for a few minutes. After letting Evan out to run and cry back home, Michael knew what had to happen the next day for his party. Evan would be more scared than ever to go back after today, and maybe not even Michael could bully him into the diner. So Michael thought for a long time and planned his next moves as the night
maybe
fell.
he was a bit of a dick.
Michael brought 3 friends along. If Michael himself...
Oh man, he is maybe a bit of a bad brother.
Maybe 3 more boys just like him could. They did exactly
like,
that.
He's planning this shit. He's not, oh, jump scare. No, he's planning this shit.
They forced Evan into the diner for his party. Evan pleaded to them all, saying he wants to leave, but Michael only suggested Evan got closer to the 2 Springlock suits. He knew getting Evan face to face with the animatronic would scare Evan the most, so they all picked Evan up from the ground and carried him. Evan was shaking like crazy, pleading to them all that he didn't want to go, he didn't want to be there, he didn't want to meet them. But they kept walking closer and closer to Fredbear and Spring Bonnie until they were right in front of their stage. Michael suggested Evan wants to kiss Fredbear, so the 4 of them moved Evan off of their arms and they forced his head and half his body to be inside of Fredbear's
I'm assuming
mouth.
it is.
For Michael, this was the best he could do to scare Evan, have him right inside the thing he feared the most. Evan was crying and shaking like he never had before, and Michael even felt some form of sympathy for him, and they watched it happen right in front of them, and they laughed. One thing that no one knew besides William and Henry about the Springlock suits, which Evan was now trapped inside the mouth of, were that Springlock failures could occur. These would happen when the locks that are holding the endoskeleton in the folded position to allow a human to be in the suit break. This causes the endoskeleton to spring into its usual position, and anyone caught inside the suit when this happens will be impaled and crushed. The second way these accidents can occur is when an employee fails to correctly wind the spring locks all the way up, causing them to burst on the person inside. William Henry knew
That sounds a bit of an issue that you would think to fix before using them, no?
about these, and always made sure to handle them correctly to avoid any fatal injuries to other staff and themselves. Evan's rivers of tears poured onto Fredbear's Springlock suit, which caused the Springlocks to interact with water and moisture, causing Fredbear to spring into its usual position, which intended Fredbear's mouth being shut. So Fredbear's mouth shut with Evan inside of it, causing Fredbear to break Evan's skull and cause fatal damage to his head. Fredbear essentially bit down onto him in the span of a second. Michael and his friends watched as blood dripped from the suit. William instantly heard about what happened and rushed to the diner. It was panic, a mad scramble to save Evan from death.
Well, he was probably already dead now.
Anything you could think of, all rushed to the diner, and Evan was sent to hospital immediately.
Would that not
William
instantly
had
kill him?
no time to blame Michael nor himself. They went to the hospital and watched as Evan was in a coma.
Oh. Yeah.
Throughout Evan's coma, he had one
Oh,
repeating,
fucking
seemingly
hell.
endless nightmare. It was like the nights he had
Poor
just
kid,
been
fucking
going
hell.
through this past week. He started at his bed and tried to survive being hunted by nightmarish animatronics. But this was different. Every other usual animatronics would be was something he had never seen before.
Oh.
Something he feared the most. And something he was changed by forever. It was a nightmarish version of Fredbear.
Fucking hell.
After a long day of waiting, William brings in the Fredbear plush he used to monitor Evan, and after resting the plush next to him, William is given the news that Evan will be dead shortly. William holds Evan's hands, the same way the Fredbear plush was in his other. Within Evan's coma, the clock rung 6 a.m. He shut his eyes and reopened them to see the plush Fredbear, who was like his closest friend, and the 4 plush animatronics behind it. In the real world, Michael said his goodbyes first. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry.
Oh, so this is him in the coma.
Michael left William to be alone with Evan. William said his final words to Evan, saying, "You're broken. We are still your friends. Do you still believe that? I'm still here. I will put you back together." And William cried while holding Evan and the Fredbear plush. Within Evan's coma, he watched the Fredbear plush disappear in front of him and cried for one more time
Poor
before
fucking
shutting
kids.
his eyes. William got up and walked out of the room, hearing the sound of Evan's own heartbeat flatline.
That's depressing as shit. Fucking hell.
Fredbear's family diner closes instantly. The police still suspect William for the missing children's incident, which causes Henry to consider cutting ties with William while continuing the Fazbear brand. William has lost 2 of his children to his own creations, causing his wife to become emotionally unstable, leaving him. And with all of this, William
Yeah, I will
begins his descent into madness.
So many days is yet to
Okay, copyright me, I guess. Fuck me then.
too many times.
Sorry if this is muted. I don't know if it is. I'm trying to speak over it loudly so it doesn't mute it, but I don't know if this is copyright or not. Normally if it has singing, that means that it's copyrighted.
Getting out alive, getting out alive.
No.
Despite the name, hurricanes are not the leading cause of death of the children of Hurricane Utah.
Oh, no,
The
no, I'd be
small,
muting the
remote
bot.
city surrounded by mountains has an ongoing mystery with a twisted, dark story that's continuing to be unraveled. What really happened at Fredbear's? Where did all those children really go? Most importantly, what's next for Fazbear's Entertainment? Henry and Emily thought for days, weeks, months. How can the business possibly come back from this? How can he fix all those issues?
Yo,
and
what up,
bring
VOD
people
viewers?
in again?
Shout out you
There were
guys.
so many problems with the previous location. To name a few, the Springlock suits failed massively, killing William's child and being an extremely dangerous idea to begin with. The work-in-progress animatronics from Fredbear's need more time, as now Henry would be completely taking over their construction. William Afton is still a major suspect of the missing children's incident. Henry would not be so quick to work with him again, so he would have to solo it. The fact that the incident even happened in the first place was bad enough. They needed more security. Henry thought and came up with one easy, seemingly simple solution. Remove the problems that distort the Fredbear name. Instead of doing it solo, Henry needed to take Fazbear Entertainment to the next level in business by creating a team. A team of hard-working managers, night shift workers, chefs, accountants, executives, and so much more. He would be able to fund this team with the profits made off of Fredbear's family diner. This
Gotcha.
new team had their first meeting and discussed what to do with the animatronics. And together, they eventually decided to move the previous animatronics, such as the work-in-progress bear, bunny, chicken, and fox, into parts and services, a new room in the new location. The company began working on new toy animatronics, which they decided would be plastic-looking animatronics which weren't Springlock suits, but a normal suit with an endoskeleton inside,
Okay.
with fully functional fingers, wedge-shaped feet, eyelashes, and facial appearances reminiscent of a ventriloquist doll. They also wanted to include some new, unique, different animatronics to the brand.
What does
which
new and
they
unique
eventually
mean?
created a smaller, childlike animatronic which the children could relate to. Unlike the animatronics, this is more human-looking. This animatronic held a sign in
He
one
likes
hand,
balloons,
saying
guys.
exactly what was being held in the other. This animatronic was called Balloon Boy. Now only 2 problems
Yeah, he looks a bit
remain.
stupid.
William and security, which Henry vowed to solve on his own, as in his mind, only he could do it right.
Okay.
Upon thinking over several days while his company worked in this new location, which would be a juniors to Fred...
Chat, is he the...
Hello?
Hold on, where's the button? Is he the...
Hello? Hello? Oh, yep, voicemail. I'm the voicemail guy.
Is that him? Or no?
Bears, he knew William could not be attached to the company anymore. Having
No?
a man
Is that
thought
just
to be
an
the
unrelated
murderer of
character?
5 children, co-owning the restaurant. No, even being in their team would be the worst look for the children's entertainment company with their specific demographic. So, Henry would need to sort some sort
Previous
of
night guard,
security.
cool.
Some sort of way to allow everyone in, but keep William out. After several nights of coming up with different ideas, he eventually settled on one. A facial recognition system. If a human's eyes met with the toy animatronics, with the right designing and coding, they would be able to tell whether you were William or not. There was no doubt this wouldn't work, so Henry began making and then putting his idea into motion. Henry wanted nothing more than the safety of his customers. He wouldn't want to lose all those kids and watch all their lives be taken away. And unlike William, this brought a thought to his mind. He thought of his darling daughter Charlotte, or Charlie for short, and made sure that just in case the facial recognition failed, his daughter would be safe no matter. Henry loved showing Charlie his work and would love bringing her in the locations. But as soon as the missing children's incident occurred, he was always unsure of bringing her to the locations, or even just letting her anywhere near the creations. So, he created an animatronic that sat in a box, was held by strings like a marionette, and would specifically look out for Charlie, and protect her with security as its main priority. He called this animatronic the Puppet.
Dude, the puppet is the creepiest animatronic out of all of the ones in the games. It's fucking terrifying.
Frustration, agony, instability. These emotions are what the psychotic monster that was William Afton himself.
So he had he had 4 kids, 2 are dead, 1 is being protected by the puppet, and 1 of them's older. You like the puppet? Puppet's fucking terrifying, man.
Elizabeth first. Now Evan, his wife became
So, the youngest, crying child. Oh, no, that was Thingy's kids. Hold on.
His daughter would be safe no matter. Fine. He thought of his darling daughter Charlotte.
Oh, so this is, okay, this is Henry's daughter. Henry is made an animatronic to make sure that William can't come into his restaurant.
Or Charlie for short, and made sure that just in case the facial recognition failed, his daughter would be safe no matter.
What does that mean? In case the facial recognition... I don't get it. What does the puppet do? The puppet protects her from the other animatronics?
Henry loved showing Charlie his work and would love bringing her in the locations. But as soon as the missing children's incident occurred, he was always unsure of bringing her to the locations,
Well,
or even
obviously.
just letting her anywhere near the creations. So, he created an animatronic that sat in a box, was held by strings like a marionette, and would specifically look out for Charlie, and protect her with security as its main priority.
Well, what does it do? The marionette has facial recognition, so William can't get near Charlotte. So, if William is in the room with Charlotte, what the fuck does it do? Does it, like, machine gun him? So this just goes in her bedroom? Right? Is this in her bedroom? Puppet specifically protects Charlie from William and Charlie only. So this puppet is literally, its whole purpose is just Charlie. It looks for her and William in the same room. It stops him from getting near the restaurant. How? I'm confused. So where is this situated? In her bedroom? It was in the pizzeria. Where? Is this for when he takes her there? It walks? I thought it just stays in the box. It goes around. It's like it's just a camera that goes around the pizza plex. This is in a new restaurant called Junior's. Okay. Which is what the film's based off, no? Was it? Maybe I'm going crazy. No, Junior's was a separate game that wasn't made by the FNAF team. That was a spin-off that kind of predicted what the lore for this would be, right? I'm just confused at what this... So this is in the pizzeria, and it looks out for her. Like, it looks to find her? Or does it just look for him? It doesn't look for her, it looks for him. I'm a little bit confused with what this puppet does. Yeah, as a fan, I thought so. It's meant to be scarier than the FNAF games, right? So it's like stop children from wandering out and making... I'm so confused. Just applied for a pizzeria hub, I get it. Surely. I'm a little bit confused with what it does.
Already. He called this animatronic the puppet.
It just sits in a box though. So the puppet minigame. Okay, yeah. I'm getting no jump scares though. I don't want no fucking jump scares. Look, I'm on fucking Minecraft kick, dude. It exists for some reason. What's it called again? Dude, look how many Jubilee videos am I fucking recommended. The hold on, I've lost the message. Hold on. Where is it? The puppet minigame. No jump scares. Is this a shopping? Is this the right one? All the puppet does is guard the door at Junior's and stop William from getting inside. How does it stop him from getting inside, though? Okay. Brings attention to him. Oh, so it doesn't actually stop him from getting in. Like, if he wanted to, he could run in and, like, still go and stab the kid. Okay. So it's just a security camera that doesn't go off unless it sees William. It was great to keep children safe inside the restaurant by warning their parents if they got too close to the door. The creator from NASCAR created the puppet animatronic to protect his daughter, Charlie, as he was nervous about bringing her to the new establishment. Okay. I'll watch this anyway. Press space to stop the child. Oh, so it's if kids get too close. He's looking at you, little bro. So it makes sound, I'm assuming. It just sits in that box, but like it pops open and makes sound if a kid gets too close to the door. So this was the original one, and then they made one specifically to stop thingy. Your color code is green. So he doesn't have to stop non-green kids? What? You can let those kids go? I don't get this minigame necessarily. What the fuck? Oh, he came out because no? Why did he get out? Why is the puppet out the box? This was not your assigned child. Okay. So it doesn't actually come out the box. The way that it alerts him is it pops out the box and goes, ah, ah, ah. But I said Fridays. I'll be pissed if he's not got a cameo, low-key. Or like some kind of reference. Yeah, this music kind of goes hard. Why are they doing bad? Oh? Never mind. And this is the law. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, it's the daughter. She's outside though. Why is she outside? Oh, she got stuck outside and that was when she was killed. Oh, okay. I'm with you guys now. So this is her his daughter dying. She's not dead yet. This was very handy to watch. I think this is important. Good performance. You watched a kid die. Thank you for the follow. Is that moral? No. Okay. Cool. So we just watched her get killed. We didn't watch her get killed, but we knew she was stuck outside, and that's where she was killed.
Frustration, agony, instability. These emotions are what the psychotic monster that was William Afton himself felt. Elizabeth first.
So... Wait, so he killed her because... he was, like, making things to stop him getting?
Now Evan, his wife became unstable, but what about him? The night of Evan's death, William went back to the now closed Fredbear's. He looked coldly at the animatronic that had murdered his son. William was filled with rage and wanted nothing more than to see Fredbear fall.
Cool.
So he grabbed whatever he could and began demolishing Fredbear. Ever so slightly, with each hit, the life was being drained out of the Springlock suit's eyes until it was a pile of animatronic dump in the same state as the work-in-progress animatronics. Destroyed or not, the damage Fredbear caused had already been done. The damage Michael caused. William blamed Michael for taking it too far, for causing Evan to cry inside the suit's mouth, causing Fredbear to kill him. Hatred filled William's veins. Hatred towards Michael that went so far that William wished it were him who got killed by Fredbear.
Wow.
After the longest weeks of William's life, he heard news of a new location run by Fazbear's Entertainment opening, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Upon learning the news, his adrenaline spiked. William thought he paid for what he did to those kids with the loss of 2 of his own, so maybe now he would have some luck. This was his chance at a comeback, a possible distraction from everything, an escape from the pain and a glimpse into the light.
He's
William
pissed that
drove
he
to
made this
new
new
location,
restaurant.
Henry waiting his arrival at the front door. William got out of his car and headed towards his new opportunity.
This is from the
Come on,
thing.
you know you can't be here. Don't make this more difficult than it has to be.
William's excitement turned into
Is that
shock.
animatic or
His
from the
stomach
game, or is
screaming
that from
against
the
what felt
Juniors
like a
game?
gunshot.
Henry, we're the co-owners of this franchise.
William says in confusion.
Where?
William mutters.
Are you kidding me? After everything.
You mean after everything you caused,
These aren't real voice lines, are they?
which you're responsible for, including killing those innocent kids?
William opened his mouth to deny.
Don't even. We can all see the truth in between the lines, William.
Henry, I need this. After all that's happened to me, I've suffered long enough.
You're not the victim here, William. I started this shit from scratch, with my bare fucking hands. I'm not risking you tearing all that hard work down and hurting more innocent people.
I'd voice act these lines better, just saying. Like,
William expresses to Henry that,
The business will fail without me. I need to come back.
and without hesitation, Henry sends William away once more.
Please. Just please leave the premises, old friend.
And with a misleading grin on his face, William complies. He gets into his car and drives away slowly. Henry
This
won
is
the
a minigun.
argument and stands with joy as he finally sees relief that he's gotten the final problem out of the way and can now begin to move
Good
forward.
job. Surely your kid won't die.
William raced dangerously down the streets, fueled with rage. He thought for the entire drive home what to do next, until suddenly he got that feeling he felt ages ago, that strange, unnerving urge to kill, and within seconds William thought of the perfect target. Charlotte Emily was the daughter of Henry, and who William William now wanted to get rid of. The words echoed in his head.
Everything you caused, which you're responsible for.
But now his daughter would die because of him. Frustration, agony, instability, all what Henry deserved to feel in William's mind. But unlike Fredbear's, this would be extremely difficult to kill anyone, as there's an entire new security system in place against William specifically, and to make it harder, specifically to protect his daughter. The puppet would be out of its box, keeping Charlie safe before William even got close to the door. William thought overnight, planning what he would do and how to avoid this issue with the puppet, which is when a realization popped into his head. The puppet is dependent on the box being open, so what if the box
Yeah, bit of a shit design, right? Bit of a shit design. Just put, if you put something on it, GG's. The whole security thing is like, it's a bit of a silly design, right? I get it was to go with the aesthetic and shit, but wait, it is June tomorrow. You're right. What the fuck?
closed shut, essentially trapping the puppet inside.
Who put that there?
William played the situation out in his head over and over.
How could he get something on top of the box though? Like, did he have a man on the inside or something? Like, but even then it'd be suspicious. They're not gonna like work with him to kill his daughter, you know? Like,
Charlie leaves the pizzeria while the puppet is trapped inside, then who would be there to see him grabbing her and murdering her in cold blood? No one. This was when he crafted his plan, and the next day, put it in motion. One night, a group of bullies trapped the security puppet in its box, and coincidentally, Charlie was stuck outside.
why would the but wait, why would the bullies trap it though? I don't. Is it just happened a bit? What is that? Rapid's Feastables. It's still got some chocolate in it. I'm still munching on it a little bit.
At Freddy's. Preparation met its opportunity as Charlie tried to run away to find a way to escape, until a car pulled beside the alley and a man got out of it. Charlie ran to William as she knew who he was after the many times Henry and William met with her there.
Yeah.
Charlie grinned until William pulled
It was just
something
good luck for him, I guess.
from behind his back. William killed Charlie in the alleyway outside of Freddy's. Her body lay numb in the rain. He thought to dispose of the body and get rid of any evidence, but it was hailing down with the rain. The fingerprints would be cleared off, so he felt no need. So he walks away and gets
Would they? Is that how fingerprints work?
into his car, driving off happier than ever. The revenge was bittersweet. Now Henry would finally pay for pushing William away and making his life even more of a hassle. The puppet knocked its box wide open and knew where Charlie had gotten to. Its only mission being to protect her and...
But I guess that he wouldn't did he suspect that he did this? I'm assuming because, you know, he suspected he might want to, so he built a security system around it. But, like, if he knows he's got this security system, he's like, well, it couldn't be him, right?
bring her
It's
back
just milk
inside.
chocolate.
It went outside and tried to get to her, but kept breaking down due to the heavy rain. It found Charlie, and upon seeing its mission was a failure, it rested by her and wouldn't move. Henry couldn't find her. Neither could the police. This was all too familiar.
Wait,
another
no, but
missing...
hold on. I'm clicking my back. If she was found dead outside, stabbed outside the restaurant, and the thingy run to her, surely it would be obvious that, hey, it's gone to where he is. Although I don't think it tracks him, does it? I think it's just it watches her.
child. Henry went to look for the puppet, her protector, and found its box pushed wide open. He then went outside and found its body lying dead on the ground. It was damaged and there was something next to it, which Henry immediately knew who it was. Henry wasn't stupid. He knew it was William who did this. Nights after he was pushed away, Henry was enraged and began thinking whether the business should close or not, but no, he would be proving William right if he did that. So instead, Henry...
I don't know, he's killed your kid, like, why would he not just kill you, you know? Like, surely you would. I don't get it.
Henry goes on a well-deserved break and lets his team continue working on the location in his absence. This was becoming interesting for William. How many more times could he kill and get away with it? He had his eyes set on Freddy's and decided to do a rerun
So,
of
he's 6 now,
his biggest
right?
killing spree.
Or is it
until
5?
Another missing children's incident to occur.
Oh, there was a
He knew all
second.
the old suits were being transferred into this new location, so he knew exactly how to enter without setting off the animatronics. The spring body suit. He found it in the parts and services room and put it on.
Oh, so those robots were still programmed so he couldn't go in, I'm assuming? All of those robots were programmed so he couldn't go in, so he put on the suit just so they couldn't see
One
him.
night, William roamed the building in the suit, killing another 5
Oh.
kids.
I guess the timeline is just however you think of it. Wait, no. Wait, no. So. Oh, no. I'm being silly. He's now at 11 kills, right? He got rid of the bodies that were in them. And then put more bodies in them. I don't know.
The puppet.
Fucking hell, man. What was the need? What was the need? What was the need? Are those bodies in the boxes? The bodies are going in the boxes? Yeah. I think. Good looking. So those, yeah, oh yeah, those are the bodies, and he's putting them in the animatronics. Cool. Are these the same animatronics that had bodies in before? Give life. What does that mean?
The original children.
What does that mean? Give life. The puppet awakens the children's souls. Oh.
Killed by William back in Fredbear's were back, now possessing the work-in-progress animatronics that they were.
So wait, hold on. Did her soul go into the puppet?
Only stuffed in, their spirits being able to stay there as long as they did thanks to their corpses attaching to the endoskeleton. Evan himself, William's child, was given a second chance in Fredbear, which William had put his body into not long ago, trying to put him back together and make his body fuse with the animatronics. Now, with
she's the first to possess one, probably because she died next to it, and then she possessed the puppet to go in and awaken the souls in the other ones. But how did she know I don't know.
The puppet gives the recently killed children a second chance, but this time within the toy animatronics and Balloon Boy. This was unheard of. Animatronics come to life, fusing dead children's souls into the suits. How did this even work? Many questions would be asked, and they would most likely be experimented on and given to the government or something.
She puts the new 5 children that William just killed in the animatronic. Wait, so he just left the bodies out there and she put them into the animatronics?
Huge like that. But the thing is, no one even knew. The animatronics acted how they did originally, but now their goals were to simply find their killer and finish him off for good. Each night they would see if the night shift worker was
Oh, so that's why they walk around. Okay.
And would continuously travel to their office to
So if they weren't William, they just dip?
So.
That's why the mask works?
This as abnormal and claimed to understand.
You're only the second guard to work at that location. The first guy finished his week, but complained about conditions. We switched him over to the day shift. So, hey, lucky you, right? Mainly he expressed concern that certain characters seemed to move around at night and even attempted to get into his office. Now, from what we know, that should be impossible. That restaurant should be the safest place on Earth. So while our engineers don't really have an explanation for this, the working theory is that the robots were never given a proper night mode. So when it gets quiet, they think they're in the wrong room. So then they go try to find where the people are, and in this case, that's your office.
During all of this, the bullies that helped trip the puppet kept screwing with the animatronics in the pizzeria. This time it was Mangle. They ripped its original suit to pieces until it was a connected pile of scraps. The animatronic was dismantled daily by these kids, and the staff eventually stopped repairing it. The animatronics were getting angry, causing them to behave differently towards adults and staff members. But one day, Mangle became more unstable when it was once again dismantled and beat down on one of the kids.
Wait, hold on. Which one? Did I miss something whilst I was typing? I definitely did. Hold on.
So when it gets quiet, they think they're in the wrong room. So then they go try to find where the people are, and in this case, that's your office.
During all of this, the bullies that helped trip the puppet kept screwing with the animatronics in the pizzeria. This time it was Mangle. They ripped its original suit to pieces until it was a connected pile of scraps. The animatronic was dismantled daily by these kids, and the staff eventually stopped repairing it. The animatronics were getting angry, causing them to behave differently towards...
I'm gonna be honest, chat, I just zoned out there. I've gotta go back again, sorry.
During all of this, the bullies that helped trip the puppet kept screwing with the animatronics in the pizzeria. This time it was Mangle. They ripped its original suit...
Where the fuck did Mangle come from? Was she just a new animatronic?
Pieces until it was a connected pile of scraps. The animatronic was dismantled daily by these kids, and the staff eventually stopped repairing it. The animatronics were getting angry, causing them to behave differently towards adults and staff members. But one day, Mangle became more unstable when it was once again dismantled and bit down on one of the kids and caused the loss of the frontal lobe of the victim's brain.
Ow.
All of the toy animatronics
Bite
were
of
scrapped
87.
due to apparent malfunctions, more specifically this
So it
bite
bit a
from
night guard? Was that what it was? No, I'm not EP. I'm just like zoning
One
out.
day, Mangle became more unstable when it was once again dismantled and bit down on one of the kids and
Oh,
caused
one of the
the
kids.
loss of the frontal lobe of the victim's brain.
Okay.
All of the toy animatronics were scrapped due to apparent
But there was no
malfunctions.
soul in it. But I'm assuming the bite of 87 killed the kid, right? If it bit down on their frontal lobe of their brain.
More specifically, this bite from Mangle. In the same time, the second missing children's incident had also begun to come into light, and eventually the building was put into lockdown for now to avoid any more casualties.
Oh, okay.
From what I understand, the building is on lockdown. No one is allowed in or out, you know. We're going to try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. It was closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down.
On this day, they tracked Henry down, and he went back to work, but not for the good reasons Henry hoped he'd come back for. Fazbear Entertainment held a meeting with the entire team, and they eventually decided to shut the location down and work on a smaller location with no security system animatronics. Just simple singing and dancing animatronics like Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. The animatronics would be made by Henry to avoid any incidents or bugs with the animatronics, and for weeks on end, Henry worked and repaired the work-in-progress suits and brought them to life. Freddy Fazbear would be the main driver of the restaurant, with Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, and Foxy the Pirate Fox.
Didn't they
tagging
have
along.
bodies in them, though? Did they not have bodies in them? Or are these just the ones that were they were making new ones of them?
William's wife opened the door and was surprised to see him. William instantly raises the point that he hates Michael and he wants her to take him or else he'll throw him out to the streets. They argue. He doesn't want to be in his son's life. For a bad reason, being a bad dad, or a good reason, protecting him as everything near William falls, is unclear. After what felt like an hour, William decides he's done with the argument and storms off to sit in his car goalless.
He's always
William's
a bad
wife, now sick
job
of
in his
hearing what
car.
he has to say, begins to shout and scream that he... Blood came from her stomach, and she watches William stare as she falls to the ground,
Did he kill her?
passing out, never to awaken again. He drags her body to the car and puts her inside of it, slamming the boot shut. William begins work with Circus Baby sitting across
Wait, did
from
he
him.
kill her? Did I miss some dialogue?
Hearing what he has to say, begins to shout and scream that he... Blood came from her stomach, and she
He killed her
watches
again.
William stare as she falls to the ground, passing out.
Why did he not
never
just
to
say that?
awaken again. He drags her body to the car and puts her inside of it, slamming the boot shut. William begins work with Circus Baby sitting across from him. William made Baby to lure, capture, and kill kids, and unfortunately Elizabeth fell to his own creation.
That's kind of
With nothing else
terrifying to
to
just-
lose. Why stop at one freak show? During the late hours of the night, William created his next two animatronics, Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy, both with different ways of luring children and killing them. Both animatronics had a white and purple color code. Funtime Freddy looked like Toy Freddy, but had a speaker on its chest below its black bow tie.
So that's the,
Funtime
like,
Freddy holds
uniform.
a Bonnie plushie figure William would call Bon Bon in his right hand. Funtime Foxy looked exactly like put together Mangle, but with a large tail and, much like Freddy, a speaker on its chest. William also made a third animatronic that night, Ballora, a ballerina that would spin and sing. William based this animatronic not on luring nor capturing, but on containing and storing his wife, which is who the animatronic was based off in the first place. Between animatronic builds, William made smaller animatronics like Bon Bon for fun, such as Bitty Babs and Mini Arenas. With these main four animatronics with their own AI systems, William opened a new location, but not one that could be seen so easily with an outsider's view. An underground location where outsiders or customers could rent out and have the animatronics at their birthday parties as a special delivery of surprise. This new location would go on to be called Circus Baby's
Oh,
Entertainment
so they would be sent to them. People weren't meant to be down here, though.
Rentals. After the long few years since Evan's death in 1983, William sat in his office he used to monitor Evan in and looked at his child's empty bedroom, eventually turning the monitors off to see his reflection, the reflection of a broken man descending further down his rabbit hole of madness. But instead of looking away out of shame, he grins.
I recognize this song. Why do I recognize that? Carl used it, didn't he? That was used for Tails.
Almost
wasn't
a
it?
year after Fazbear Entertainment closed Freddy's, the company opened up a new location to the public, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, but new. The rivalry between William and Henry continues with William's location's grand opening.
FNAF
Michael is
Lore.
abandoned and unsure where to go next. But beside all of this, unknowingly to William, the animatronics are now possessed. Worst of all, some containing his own family, such as Circus Baby, Fredbear, and Ballora. The animatronics are angry, hungry for blood,
Why did he not,
trying to
like-
find their killer and out for nothing but cold.
Why did he not just try and kill Michael?
The animatronics are angry, hungry for blood, trying to find their baby.
So-
To William, the animatronics are now possessed. Worst of all, some
So he
containing-
didn't know at this point. He still doesn't know that they're possessed. Right? He still doesn't know that they're controlled.
his own family, such as Circus Baby, Fredbear, and Ballora. The animatronics are angry, hungry for blood, trying to find their killer and out for nothing but cold-hearted revenge. William sneaks into Freddy's and begins walking towards the animatronics. William starts to head towards what has become of his creations with only one goal in his unstable mind.
Yeah, but like
Soldier.
he killed his ex-wife. Like, why did he not just kill him too? You know?
Children were freed from their eternal cage. William knew something was wrong with the robots from the start. He knew their children were still in there. Now free of their prison, the children were angry, staring at the one who took their lives away prematurely. They headed towards William in anger, and he ran to something that would hopefully scare the vengeful spirits away. William laughed inside of the spring bunny suit as the spirits stared at him, remembering their final day.
What? Are you scared of the funny bunny?
William queried the spirits, who all looked up to the roof. The room they were in was unfinished and only meant for some employees.
Thank you for the Wi-Fi bill stuff. Maybe the 2 months, King.
Just Henry, and the room was also off any cameras, so no one could see what was happening inside of them. The whole area was built poorly, and there wasn't much inside of it, but thanks to the heat of the room, the frozen condensation dripped from the roof slowly, maybe a drop of water per 2 seconds. This wouldn't be a problem if William didn't forget the basic rules of
Yeah.
Springlock suits.
He just has to stand up
Springlocks
still.
and water can't coexist.
Oh wait, no, it closed. Oh wait,
The
yeah.
Springlock suit malfunctioned and sprung into its usual position, and William fell within his creation with blood piling all around him. He pleaded the spirits for help, begging for his life to be spared.
Fucking idiot.
But the spirits went away, out of William's sight. On this day, Henry stepped into the building, hearing the shouts of an old friend. He ran to see what happened, only to see William inside the spring bunny suit, blood covering it whole.
William? Please?
Upon hearing he was there, Henry thought he would die thanks to blood loss, so he walked out the room with that thought and slammed it shut. He considered that maybe karma had finally come for William.
What the fuck is that voice line?
Over time, Henry covered the entrance to the safe rooms until there was no possible way to get inside or even know the room was there.
Oh.
But unfortunately, the damage done to the animatronic was
Wait,
too
he didn't board it up. He didn't leave the room there locked. He built a wall so no one would even know the fucking room was there.
much for Henry to fix quickly, and not just putting them back together will help. People were complaining about the foul smells coming from the animatronics as their suits haven't been fully opened for years. William meddling with their suits caused a lot of bad press for the franchise. William dying, the animatronics broken, everyone he knew being dead. If it wasn't too much for Henry before, it's too much now. It began to overwhelm Henry, and he was struggling to keep this franchise alive. So, in the year of 1993, Henry shut Freddy's for the final time, not planning to ever open another location in the franchise. But there was one thing Henry couldn't forget and push aside so easily: his daughter. He had this feeling that his daughter was somehow inside the puppet. He had no idea how or why she would be, but he feels Charlie inside of it, and it's the only one that he couldn't find when destroying the toy animatronics. At the time, he thought maybe someone stole it, which, since he was going to destroy it anyways, it wouldn't
Hold
be
on,
a
I
big
was
deal.
reading. What one
But
couldn't he find?
Maybe Charlie pushed the
Oh, he couldn't find this one? Is that what it was? I missed
or
it.
something like that. He didn't know. He sounded insane, even to himself. but he wouldn't let the chance slip past, so he created a new animatronic he'd called Lefty, which stood for Lure, Encapsulate, Fuse, Transport, and Extract.
They added leftists to
That looked
FNAF.
like a
Let's
black
fucking
version of
go.
Toy Freddy, but was created for a completely different purpose. Capturing and finding the puppet and possibly destroying it to free Charlie's soul.
Okay.
William going
What
missing
game is that
wasn't
from?
too much of a surprise to Michael, as his father always goes missing throughout the night or during the day. But as time passed and the weeks went by, Michael began to realize his father's absence was getting progressively longer and longer.
Oh, we didn't know he was fucking
He goes
dead.
to Henry to ask if he knows where William has gone to, which Henry denies and tells Michael to look at the other locations his father works at. So, Michael traveled to the only other location opened at the time that his father owned.
That's a typo now.
Babies, entertainment, and rental.
Yo! Got over with a prime! FNAF indeed. Welcome back.
Elevator, Michael thinks of everything that's happened. He blamed himself daily for the loss of his younger brother Evan, never forgiving himself.
Which
no
one
matter
is
what
6?
his mother said to him during the nights of tears and breakdowns. Obviously, he knew Elizabeth had died, but he was never once told how. He couldn't ask his mother after the divorce and William's advice to stay away from her. He knew William knew.
Oh,
how
he didn't know his
Elizabeth
mum's
died,
dead?
but he never mentioned that to him, nor asked William how it happened. But maybe now, after his father's disappearance, Michael can find him and finally ask what happened to her and get some sort of closure. The doors of the elevator opened
Oh,
suddenly.
he went to the bunker assuming she was down there, and now we're on, sister location?
Michael went towards the primary control module.
No
This is when
worries,
he
Jake.
realized something. Michael lost enough already. He would do anything to find his father, even if it meant he was mistaken for a late night technician.
And we've not been live that long. We've been live 5 hours. 5 hours isn't long for a stream, right?
Under a desk, hiding from animatronics, hunting in the dark, and fixing broken animatronics, with some much-needed advice, of course, was an insane thing to do. Michael was about to give up on this location on the third night, until...
Oh.
Michael was afraid inside the scooping room. He was stuck inside a spring-lock suit, the same type he watched his brother get brutally murdered inside of.
Don't cry.
He almost
Don't
fainted
piss.
until he was given the reminder not to activate the spring locks. Circus Baby goes on to tell Michael what the room really is about, a machine called the Scooper. But before Baby can begin explaining, 2 technicians went inside the room.
Okay, bring her over. Forward. More.
Wait, is an employee down here?
Set her down. Watch the step.
Is that what the voice is?
Do it this time. Just seems like these things can't go a day without breaking down. Who knows? It's always the same, man. Some kind of hardware malfunction. Well, hey, I have to be somewhere in 15 minutes, and this place gives me the creeps. We just get this over with. It's all automated. We don't have to be here for it. Just get her on the rollers and we can go.
The loud sounds of something coming towards Michael was all he could hear. He eventually saw what it was. It was Ballora. Baby explains that.
There's something very important that I've learned how to do over time. How
We're watching the Lore FNAF.
to pretend. Ballora never learns. But I do. They think there is something wrong on the inside.
Ballora gets opened up by the Scooper hitting her. Each hit, Michael became more and more hopeless for his own survival, but he also felt something. As if he felt the pain of the animatronic. As if he was watching someone he knew being killed directly in front of him. Eventually, the animatronic's torches
Are those
stopped,
flickers
and
in the
Baby
game?
explained that she'd opened the faceplate so they could find him on the cameras. Michael no longer heard Baby's voice and waited for quite a while until he was found and rescued.
It's a white thingy means it's the soul's controlling it, right? It's a white, you can't quite see it, but there's like a white small pupil. That means the soul is like controlling what it's saying, right?
From the suit.
Editing? Cool.
Michael knew Baby kept him there because she wanted him to see the animatronic be destroyed. But why? That's all he thought about on the way home. And knowing William isn't down there, he didn't plan to return the next day. Michael sat and watched his favorite show, The Immortal and the Restless, which he would usually watch every single night after coming home. Besides, last night.
Clara, I tell you, I paid my taxes, Clara.
So why are the IRS here? I've come to take the child.
Michael thought about how out of all the animatronics he'd come across, only 2 stood out. Baby and Ballora.
This is the video we're watching? Oh, that's the...
The
okay,
only
I
two
thought
who
it was...
didn't seem to have pre-recorded voice lines at all, unlike Funtime Freddy's birthday lines. Michael knew he was onto something, so he called his mother for the first time in ages. She didn't pick up.
Hi, I'm sorry I couldn't pick up your call today.
Let me in the house. Please, let me in the house. It's me, William.
Anyways, call me back tomorrow maybe, and I'll hopefully be able to respond.
Wait, What? Why was William there visiting her? Why did he feel a connection to Ballora, who reminded him of his mother, who used to sing countless bedtime lullabies, and a similar connection to Baby, who reminded him of his sister, who never shut up, but always wanted Michael to know anything and everything. Michael thought and thought more and more until the realization hit, and he prepared to return underground the next day. Today,
Oh shit, I can
Circus Baby.
I can like upload this on the VOD channel, and it can be like those, like, you know, like those reaction thumbnails where it's like XQC reacts to this video. Oh shit, I'm metagaming. I'm really a streamer now, huh?
Only to see the two technicians hanging. This was horrific to Michael, but after seeing his brother die in front of his eyes, it wasn't the worst. He's told by Baby to destroy her body by sending it to the scooping room, and is then instructed to go and find and enter the room.
Wait,
himself.
so what does it mean, the scooping room? I'm still
Sees all
confused
the
on that.
funtime animatronics destroyed.
Warning, you've entered a highly dangerous area. You have entered from Maintenance Hatch 1B, reserved for cleaning and repair of the scooper. Entering this side of the room is strictly prohibited by unauthorized personnel.
And a new animatronic, Ennard, appear. Ennard was formed by all the
Fucking
funtime
hell.
animatronics who destroyed themselves and mixed together to make one amalgamation. They formed into one because they were trying to escape and get out of the underground, and their plan was better explained here with their speech.
Oh shit, so these are the broken parts that like moved to like build themselves into a one, so they would be able to walk fine and they'd be able to get out. Just like the scrapyard in fucking what's it called? The scrapyard in that one game, Detroit.
You are in the scooping room now. Funtime Foxy has already been here today. Funtime Freddy has already been here today.
So they've been destroyed in here?
Laura has already been here
This destroys the robots?
today. Circus Baby has already been here today. I've been out before.
So it frees their
But they always
souls.
put me back. They always put us back inside. There's nowhere for us to hide here. There is nowhere to go when we look like this. But if we looked like you, then we could hide. If we looked like
Wait, so what
you,
does the machine do? It destroys them, but does it free the souls? The like scooper, that is?
then we would have somewhere to go. The scooper only hurts for a moment.
Just whacks him over the head. So he's dead now. Michael's dead? They thought it was an
The
animatronic.
animatronic put itself inside of Michael's corpse.
Oh,
this was how
yeah,
they would
oh.
escape, looking like a human would work.
So that's why he went purple?
So they went ahead and left the building. They saw sunlight for the first time in ages and began walking
What does
around
purple
the
mean
neighborhood,
again?
But the body
What does purple mean?
being dead wasn't a good thing.
Oh, so the body went purple because the body was rotting. There's an exoskeleton inside of the body. The souls went into the body. That's why the eyes are like this. So, hold on,
It's
like so you can see it. So the eyes are white because the souls are controlling it. There's an exoskeleton inside, and the souls are all in there together controlling the body. But he's not actually, it's just a corpse.
To decompose.
So they can live a normal life.
Body laid on the floor.
That was the
numb, with
exoskeleton.
Ennard escaping into the sores until Michael heard the voice of Circus Baby, who he now realized must be his sister Elizabeth, trying to save him.
So
by
he's
chanting,
not dead?
You won't die.
Oh.
You won't die.
Well, how's he not gonna fucking die? I'll be honest.
You won't die.
He is a body with, there's no bones in here, right? It's just an meat.
You won't die. You won't die. You won't die. You won't die. You won't die.
he didn't die.
Oh?
His body rose up, and no matter what it took, Michael was ready to find William and finish him.
So now he knows what happens. He's had the souls inside him. He knows what happens. Just takes out all your... Yeah, but if you're a human, you fucking die with that, right? Wait, so is this why? So he coughed out the exoskeleton. Look at his eyes. Yeah, it's a soul controlling it, though, right? So he's not dead, but his soul is controlling his body. So he is technically dead, but he's technically not. Is that like what it is? His soul is taking over his own body. Coughed out his organs? I thought that he had an exoskeleton in him. Oh, he coughed out his organs. What? And the souls of his family were in the organs? Okay, so he is dead, but he's not dead. Essentially. Instead of overtaking an animatronic, it took over his fucking flesh. And it's a dead body, but his soul is in it, so it's he's still technically alive. But now he knows what happened, and he's trying to get back at him.
For good. The body of Ennard had continued to roam under the sores, waiting for a moment to escape.
Yeah, wait, no. So the body of Ennard... So that is an exoskeleton, though, no? So Ennard was inside his skin, and he coughed out and it went in the drains. So is this why towards the end of Security Breach, where like if you fall into like all of the wires and shit, you get jump scared? Are you being jump scared by Ennard? Is that related, or is that completely something else? Because I feel like that wasn't a sewer type beat. Because if I've made a link there, I'm fucking smart. Oh, hold on. I'll try and find it. I can't find it. I don't know what I'd search. I can't necessarily find it. Oh. These are the Weeping Angels, by the way, aren't they?
Without being seen, and therefore instantly destroyed. But there was a problem within Ennard. More so, a problem within the Funtime group. Baby was basically the leader of it all, being basically controlling and almost commanding their every move. The other animatronics, Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy, were annoyed of Baby's controlling manner and decided to kick her out.
Hold on, chat. I'm going to loo, just so I can, you know, concentrate rather than be like, I need to piss.
It's a 1v3, so she was ejected out of Ennard and decided to kick her out. Baby couldn't do anything against a 1v3, so she was ejected out of Ennard immediately. But Baby vowed to the others that she'd put herself back together and become more than Ennard ever will be. After kicking Baby out, Ennard never fixed its wires to be in a clean manner, so they stayed sporadic, and over time it collected small parts until it could remake a mask based off Funtime Freddy and create its own fingers, eventually becoming Molten Freddy. This left Circus Baby to go on a hunt to end up rebuilding herself to turn into Scrap Baby. William was in the room thinking about all that's happened. Had it been 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month? He had no idea. For all he knew, he could be in this room slowly rotting away for the rest of his life.
Which
and
is sister location?
He would never be able to tell when a single day went by. He couldn't do anything about it but think isolated and alone in the now hidden safe room, feeling the pain of the spring locks and suffering on the inside and out. This section of his life would be the part of his existence where he suffered the most, trapped within his own creation that started it all, facing his own consequences and being stripped of what he'd taken himself. For once in his life, he would finally feel guilt and a large amount of regret in his dying heart. But this was a highly populated building, where, to his knowledge, people were still working at. Maybe he would see the light of day very, very soon.
Oh wow, big jump.
Michael had been living in the shadows for these 30 years, searching for his father to kill him and finish him for killing his mother and sister. Unknowingly, the speech Michael would give to the stars made come true sooner than he thought.
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me.
She? Who is she?
I should be dead, but I'm not.
Oh, so his baby. Okay, so he doesn't know that he's dead. He doesn't know that he is dead. His soul's attached to his body. He's just like, I don't know why the fuck I'm not dying.
I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
In the year 2023, a new location opens up based on the myths and rumors of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria and
Why?
Fredbear's Family Diner, filled with items from the locations which gained the title of a horror attraction. This location was called Fazbear Frights. This would be a location that would have gone completely fine, but while looking for old artifacts in the abandoned locations, Phone Dude comes across two things.
Hey man, okay, I have some awesome news for you. First of all, we found some vintage audio training cassettes. Dude, these are like prehistoric. I think they were like training tapes for like other employees or something like that. So I thought we could like have them playing like over the speakers as people walk through the attraction. Dude, that makes us feel legit, man.
That's a fun
But
idea.
I have an even better surprise for you. You're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real one. Gotta go, man.
What do you mean a real one? A real animatronic?
I'm sure you'll
Oh shit! Did they find Scrap Baby?
Okay, I'll leave you with some of this great audio that I found. Talk to you later,
Soon
man.
enough, they would unleash a horror locked away 30 years ago.
Oh, is that Springtrap? Is that Michael? Sorry, William. They found William, but did they not process that? Hey, he's in a pool of old blood. Or was he not?
Michael hears the news of a new location opening up called Fazbear's Frights, a horror attraction based off the events of Fredbear's and Freddy's. He hears that they found a real animatronic suit that still works and would use it as the main attraction for the location. Michael knew this wasn't a torn down animatronic, no. He felt the same connection to it that he felt with Ballora and Baby. This was his father William. So he travelled to Fazbear's with a match in hand, ready to end this spring and both accompany William down once and for all.
You deserve this.
Give me you.
And he burnt down the whole place. Which then goes into Springtrap, right?
Firefighters from 3 different city departments have been called out to combat the
There
flames
were
at
strange
Fazbear's
noises
Fright,
coming
which
from
are now being
inside the
threatened
building.
to the sound of the explosion.
Michael escapes the fire while William meets his final demise.
Makes his final demise, but like he's
Spirits rejoiced after seeing William burning, and they decide to go to the old and long abandoned Freddy's location where they were once killed 40 years ago. They sit on the empty seats as the puppet comes to see them happy, seeing that her goal was truly complete. The spirits inhabiting Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were ready to rest while Golden Freddy struggled to be pleased. But one of the two spirits inside of it became happy and decided to rest with the others. They then finished their birthday party, which was prematurely...
So the spirits left? The spirits left the animatronics? Yes? But one didn't inside Golden Freddy, so there's still one in Golden Freddy.
cut
Is
short
that right?
so long ago. During this moment, the spirits of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, and one of the spirits inside Golden Freddy were pleased, and finally set free of their eternal cages. The puppet and the final spirit inside Golden Freddy were all that remained out of the 6 of them. The puppet wanted to make sure all that William had caused was undone, and Golden Freddy remained vengeful, unwilling to leave so early. They wanted to make sure William was done for good and that the fire burnt him whole. William was burning in the
shock
same
alert.
capsule he'd been trapped in for 30 years, struggling to survive with the metal of the suit being destroyed. The more and more William kept burning, the more he kept losing from his body, the sooner death approached. He lost more of his right ear. His head started to rip open more and more, exposing his skull. But he saw a simple flaw in Michael's plan. In order for Michael to escape the burning building, he would need to be near an exit, obviously. But since Michael had a brief encounter with William right before it all went down, William would have had to be near Michael upon the flames erupting, meaning when Michael ran to the exit close by, William wasn't far from it either. This very same exit, William's eyes and
He had to like die
William could
with
escape and finally
Although I
be
guess
free.
he was already kind of dead, but like, I don't know.
Once more. Henry had sat in sorrow for so many years, contemplating everything, not only to fill out countless amounts of paperwork, not only living with the thought that William could have possibly survived the room, not only with the grief of his family dying, but with the knowledge of something weird happening with the robots, the knowledge that something else is in them.
These animatronics, they're alive, but how? How did William do it? How did he get my daughter inside that thing?
This one fact kept Henry awake at night. Of course he had destroyed the toy animatronics. Sure, the original animatronics had all been destroyed too, sure. But what about William's own creations, which Henry was very much aware of? What about Michael? Where was he? What about his own daughter too? There were too many loose ends, more specifically loose animatronics, that Henry needed to be solved and finished for good. Henry thought all of these years about this, making tapes as he went on to describe his thoughts. Eventually, an idea struck his mind.
Where do these
he
tapes
grabbed his recorder
go in
and
the
hit
game?
Record.
It's only now that I understand the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create. As if what he had already done wasn't enough. He found a new way to desecrate, to humiliate, to destroy. As if the suffering wasn't enough. The loss of innocence, the loss of everything to so many people. Small souls trapped in prisons of my making, now set to new purpose, and used in ways I never thought imaginable. He lured them all back to a familiar place, back with familiar tricks. He brought them all together. Are they still aware? I hope not. It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this. He set some kind of trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there again. He overpowered them again, and he robbed them of the only thing that they had again. I don't know how those tiny breaths of life came to inhabit those machines, but they will never find rest now, not like this. I have to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
Henry knew that he couldn't do this all by himself, so although unprepared, he set up advertisements for someone to play the role of a pizzeria manager, so they could help him salvage the animatronics lord, as well as raise money to make their own jobs easier for them, as Henry decided instead of creating the entire pizzeria on his own, he would let the employer do it, purchasing items themselves and making the pizzeria truly their own. With these ideas,
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place
opens up, a new location created by one of the founding members of Fazbear's Entertainment, Henry.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza?
Michael saw this going around everywhere. He knew that after all these years, Henry would have to know what happened in between William's disappearance and Michael reuniting with him. What turned him into that monster? He must know. Michael headed towards the location to not only get answers, but to make sure there were no more animatronics with spirits attached to them. Circus Baby and Martin Freddy were lured to the pizzeria by an energy they didn't know, but a familiar one. It felt as if they were right back at Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals. Deep down they felt that this energy was calling to them, and that this was their only hope of escape, as this was the only thing all of them had felt since the argument. So both Baby and Martin Freddy headed towards the location to find out who had called them back after all of this time.
I don't get how they were
William, much
called
like
back,
Michael,
though.
like father, like son, saw the news of this location spreading. He saw Henry's name next to the Fazbear's Entertainment logo and instantly rage spiked, thinking of the past. William wanted to kill Henry and end him for good, while also wanting to kill Michael, who after the events at Fazbear Frights, he knew would go to this new location to know what's going on. So finally, William also headed towards the
kill
location.
the son? He's on your team,
Throughout
pal.
his nights, Michael met with many familiar faces. Molten Freddy, who reminded him of Funtime Freddy from many years ago, remembering it was a combined version of Funtime Foxy as well as his mother, Ballora. He then saw Scrap Baby, who he knew exactly who it was, his younger sister Elizabeth, although they didn't exchange any words as he knew the cameras were on and watching his every move. He also encountered an unfamiliar face, Lefty, who he personally had no connection to, but finally he saw Scrap Trap. His father had survived.
Is there a spirit inside Lefty or no? Lefty's just an actual animatronic, right?
The fire. Seeing all of them still somehow alive was something straight out of his nightmares. He had to think of a plan.
Wait, but didn't Lefty try to kill no, Lefty was to try and find the puppet. Lefty was trying to find the puppet, so it found the puppet, and so in theory the puppet girl should be in here.
During his shifts, the tutorial kept reminding him about Saturday.
There's a big party here Saturday. Make it through Saturday. Don't forget Saturday. You want them all to be in one place.
Something had been planned for Saturday. Michael knew something was going on. Why were all the leftover animatronics here? The only other person working here was Henry, so knowing him personally, he realized Henry must already have a plan. A plan to end it all. A big party on Saturday. Saturday came along quick, and Michael was once again defending himself from the animatronics like he did down underground many years ago. But this time wasn't so easy. Molten Freddy came in from the side. It never understood why Baby didn't just let Michael die the first time.
It's time to die, time to say goodbye, time to end these rhymes. You'll be set free in one try.
The voice of his mother called out, wanting to end Michael's suffering and let him rest while she cannot. This is when Scrap Trap enters. Pissed off at Michael's existence, and with every bit of anger in him, he went to kill Michael until Lefty helped Michael and turned against Scrap Trap. William vs. Charlotte. Michael ran away, crawling through the vents trying to escape when...
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth. If you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed.
Henry's voice came from the monitor as he readied himself to set the entire place ablaze, with every last thing connected to Fazbear's ready to fade away from history forever. Henry speaks to everyone who remains.
What the fuck is this for? Birthday boy!
Finally, time to rest.
Henry's plan was working. Like he had claimed, he was close by and would die in the flames like the rest of them.
Get off of me!
You. William saw Michael and tried to get through the vents to him.
Michael, don't trap me in here. I'm gonna fucking kill you, you hear? I'll fucking kill you.
Michael sees his younger sister and his...
Is that the voice line, Michael? The Michael, don't leave me here, Michael? Or is that something from, like, I don't know, fucking Breaking Bad? Is that a completely unrelated thing?
Younger brother, welcoming him to rest with open arms.
Michael! Michael!
He looked to his father once more. William, now knowing his son would die no matter what he did himself, William didn't say anything more. His look was enough.
It's done.
Michael steps closer to the bright light, the final thing he'd see.
I'm sorry.
The first sorry William's ever muttered in his entire life. Restless, vengeful, and now ready. The only spirit who remains, the only spirit who's been unwilling to rest.
Oh yeah.
Freddy, aka Evan Afton. William is burning up and his soul is definitely not going anywhere.
How did they get the name Evan? Because he didn't officially have a name, did he?
Good. But Evan had other plans for William. Not down, not up. He can go somewhere else. Evan was unfairly taken away. It was bullshit. He was stripped from his life. He was basically just beginning. He was young. He was so young. And he got tortured by his father. Tortured by William. Unable to sleep. It was horrible. His father gave him the worst life possible. Evan was fine with Michael though. He knew he didn't mean anything to happen with him. He saw the amount of pain and agony he went through to try and help Elizabeth survive and to find his own father. Evan saw Michael try and finish William off after figuring out what he had done. Evan knew Michael was in the right. William deserves this. William deserves purgatory. William deserves this. Haunted by his creations, haunted by everything in the Afton family's past, William defends himself against what seems like 50 animatronics. He dies over and over and over again, never getting a break. Evan watches from afar, watching all his father's creations eat him, tear him in half, break his bones, and so much more. He still wasn't satisfied. This wasn't enough, so he brought a new animatronic Dee Dee in, who would not only scare him, but give him more to fight against. More ways to
So,
kill
yeah,
him,
it's kind of like
more
interpretation.
horrors to face. Evan watched him for days, how long has it been? Not even he knew. Evan wasn't even sure if he was satisfied. Was he? Wasn't he? He didn't know. It was so long he'd been watching William die and die and die. He thought maybe it wasn't enough, so he decided to add more animatronics to William's purgatory until, while within the void, Evan fell.
Come and sit with me a while.
Old man consequences told Evan. Evan didn't know who or what this was.
Leave the demon to his demons. Rest your own soul. There is nothing else.
There was nothing else for Evan, so after almost 50 years, Evan finally rests. Everything that came before is over.
Which takes us to security breach? Turn it back on when he speaks. I think it does. Yeah, it has it. Really? Is security breach like kind of like unlinked? Kind of in a way. It's not linked to all of this, is it? No, it is because of Springtrap. Which is true ending, right? Okay.
In the aftermath of the events of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place and everything that came before, Fazbear Entertainment was at a standstill, with little to nothing being done with the business since then. There were always people working in the background. With the loss of the two founders, they didn't know where to go next, nor what to do. There was a giant lack of profit. They were making no income. So, a member of Fazbear's went rogue and had a plan to make money by creating a video game series based on the true events.
Oh, yeah. The video game, the AR game, was meant to be like... They made a FNAF game. They made a game about the restaurant. There was an AR game, and it's like kind of like including the viewer or the player in the lore, right?
And some myths that have occurred throughout these 50 or so years. But when these games caught the corrupted business's eyes, they knew exactly what to do next.
Oh, is it? Okay.
The potential here is huge, and what's really going to be interesting is the things people use it for.
It's a DS game, pal. I wonder how long this video took to make. I dread to think.
Fazbear
Months,
Entertainment saw
probably.
this game series start to gain popularity. They found out who had been making these games and went to them to make an offer. Eventually, the rogue indie developer was brought into the business, and together they started to think of an idea to...
Wait, so the way that the lore's set up, is it so the FNAF timeline happens, Scott Cawthon makes the games about the FNAF games, the original, like, company see these fan-made games, technically, and then go to the developer and work with him to make it an official thing, which essentially makes all the FNAF games canon in its own universe. And it technically makes the game's creator canon in the universe.
Cover up all the horrors that have previously occurred, and all the abandoned locations left to rot. All the schemes, myths, rumors, everything that has supposedly come from
that's
this
fucking
franchise.
detailed and
Fazbear
complex.
Entertainment took the opportunity of these games and began to work on their own game with this developer, but under the official company name. This would be a game which would make fun of these myths in previous locations, a virtual reality game to make the players feel like they're in the action themselves. The game they would call Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. The company had big plans, big ideas, one of which being a big location. They knew they couldn't stick to games. That's not their brand.
Huge
nor what
fucking
the company is truly about. They make locations and attractions, so they would have to make a new location after all these years. But where? What would it look like? They had none of the previous animatronics working anymore, so who would even be the stars of the show this time? They thought and thought, and eventually the idea struck their mind. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place was the most recent location which burned to the ground, making it the most recent scandal. So they realized they had to cover it up soon before the public looked into it too much. So they knew exactly where they would put their new location. More so, how they would cover up their most recent
Is this the Pizza
scandal.
Place?
But they would need money. Lots of it. They planned to make a giant mall over the pizza place. It wouldn't be so cheap. So they needed a new source of income while creating this VR game. In the previous locations, merchandise was a big
Wait, so
thing
the
for them.
Pizzaplex was built over the top of the original burnt down new place?
Brand, selling character masks and toys such as plushies.
Wait, is that where you are in the true ending at the end?
This is when they decided to make a rerun of all their previous merchandise, this time making a delivery service for the merchant gifts, party supplies, and more. They would finally have a new source of income while they worked on the new VR video game where the profits would hopefully skyrocket through the roof. But who would be the team making this game? Vanessa, a 23-year-old female with blonde hair and green eyes, was a part of the development team for this game. She has high anxiety and used calming protocols while working for the business. Her father, named Bill, and her mother had a custody battle in court with her father not playing so fairly, making her mother look bad by scaring Vanessa into lying and manipulating her into saying things that weren't true, which in turn made her mother lose the court case and lose
Damn, that's
custody of
fucking
her.
insane.
She was hired by Fazbear Entertainment to help work on this virtual reality game, and throughout making the game she befriended another co-worker named Jeremy, who was the main beta tester for it. One day, someone at Fazbear Entertainment found old unused code from the old animatronics and directed the team to scan the code to help speed up the process of making the game, and practically take a shortcut. They didn't think anything bad could possibly come from doing this, so they went ahead and tried implementing the real code into their game. While playtesting the game, a figure starts to appear to Jeremy. He had no idea what it was, but he called it the anomaly. He speaks out about this and tells the rest of the team what it was, but the only thing the team thought of it was that it was a bug, a glitch, and it was their sole objective to solve how to fix it. When Jeremy began to talk about how it was talking to him, no one ended up believing
So that's
him.
why you don't actually, like, encounter with it. It is just a glitch that's in the game. Dude, it's so fucking crazy that they implemented a glitch as a plot line. That's fucking insane.
Surely it was just a glitch. Fazbear Entertainment knew he was up to something suspicious. They knew he saw something. But they don't care. They just want the game out as soon as possible, so they started to prepare to fire Jeremy from the business. Jeremy kept going, kept claiming he was having nightmares, hallucinations, hearing voices, all to do with this anomaly. But no one listened. No one believed him, so he took matters into his own hands. One morning, Vanessa went to work early and saw Jeremy standing in the supply room on his own, and afterwards all she was able to see was a Halloween mask on the floor with ink sprayed everywhere, and Jeremy with his shirt also covered in ink. But she couldn't see his face because of the VR headset, but unknowingly to her, that wasn't ink, that wasn't a Halloween mask. Jeremy had cut his face off with a guillotine paper slicer. He
Fucking
committed
hell.
suicide to prevent the anomaly from taking over his mind and getting out. Soon enough, an employee saw Jeremy's dead body and reported it to the higher-ups. Vanessa, hearing this news, goes to talk to the higher-ups about what happened to him, but instead she overhears a conversation between her manager Dale and someone else on a phone call. She learns that Fazbear Entertainment are stressing over a possible lawsuit. A suicide within the company, on the job, is not good in any way, shape, or form. But she learned something else from that conversation. It turns out the rogue indie game developer was actually employed by Fazbear Entertainment to make those ridiculous games. It was all just one giant cover-up, and the VR game would fully cover it up, going as far as covering up the cover-up. Vanessa knocks and walks in. She's told she needs to finish Jeremy's previous work for him and become the playtester. Scared of what this company could do to her, she agrees. She begins playtesting the game exactly where Jeremy left off, but this being where he left off means that's where the anomaly appears. She finally sees it and knows Jeremy was...
So in the VR game, you are a playtester?
was right all along.
I saw it for the first time today. There was a character I couldn't make out who it was, standing at the end of the hall. I thought it was just bugged out, so I made a note of it and kept playing. But then it was looking in the window, and not like Chica or Bonnie would. It was like it was actually looking in the window, seeing what I was doing.
As she's making logs on her whole experience, the anomaly, or glitch trap, seems to attach itself to her logs within the files. She can't delete it now, because where she was hiding these tapes was a safe, unremovable area, so thanks to glitch trap attaching to the tapes, he was basically given a safe hideout in a protected area to stay in effect. Vanessa knew what to do and broke the logs into pieces, telling anyone who finds these to never reassemble them again. But it was too late. The logs were already assembled.
Oh.
Glitch trap raids Vanessa's mind. He didn't take over her body, but now he's in her head, pushing her to do things she would never do.
Ow.
Glitch trap is out, and over time Glitch trap tells her what to do and where to go. She ends up making a full rabbit suit in the real world by herself, thinking that William would like it. She'd like to imagine the name.
What do red eyes mean?
Much how William named his suit Bonnie. She becomes more and more of a reluctant follower of Glitch trap, and begins to plan how she can bring him back, but into his own body. That's the goal, and that's what Glitch trap desires.
That's what Vanny does. So Vanny is Vanessa. Vanessa has been manipulated and doesn't necessarily know what she's doing, and she's trying to bring back. I thought Purple Eyes were. Oh no, it's
from
not.
both their delivery services, from merch, and their VR game launch. Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizza Plex opens. Throughout the week, majority
Dude, the
of
OST
workers
for the game
things
is so
such as
good.
cleaning and dusting got replaced by robots. The new animatronic band included Freddy Fazbear, Glamrock Chica, Montgomery Gator, and Roxanne Wolf. Oh, and I guess finally a Bonnie variation, but he didn't really last long, as one night Bonnie was seen leaving his green room, heading to Monty Golf, only for some reason to be taken out and destroyed by Montgomery Gator. Which after
Yeah,
seeing
especially
the
for how
damage,
long it is.
Fazbear Entertainment
I feel like if
think
I was
Monty
editing this, I'd get lazy towards the end when I'm like this part. I'm like, okay, let's get this fucking done.
can replace Bonnie, becoming the new bass player for the crew. Vanessa shows high interest in being a security guard for the location, and someone from the top recommends her, which in turn gets her hired. Within this new location, she begins researching about Remnant and how to bring Glitch Trap truly back, possibly using some of the Pizzaplex's technology. Throughout their opening week, Vanessa murders kids trying to extract Remnant, causing more missing children's cases. And throughout this entire ordeal, Vanessa has been going to see a therapist. The therapist finds out Vanessa has been talking to someone online in an encrypted conversation. Vanessa's getting manipulative messages from this same thing, and Vanessa is seen over and over again in the Pizzaplex by the IT department, being caught on camera multiple times, sometimes even with the Vanny mask. She's searching up weird things during company time, such as fake fur material to make the Vanny suit, and more. Vanessa herself learns that Glitch Trap has been hacking into her personal files about her life, which the therapist uses for her. This therapist is beginning to get closer to the truth about what's going on until she's suddenly replaced by another therapist, and then another therapist, then another, and another, every time they get close.
I hate to do this right off the bat, but I've been directed to ask you about this. Apparently, I'm the 4th therapist you've had. And apparently, all 3 of your former therapists have gone missing.
Oh.
Or 2 of them are missing.
One's dead.
I don't want to scare you, but I have to tell you that one of them was found dead.
That's fucking crazy.
That doesn't seem to upset you. Well, then I guess I'll go ahead and tell you that the woman's body was pretty messed up. It looked like it was mangled by machinery.
Nice.
That doesn't bother you either? It's all pretty strange, I think.
Where are these files from? Scary
I'm
Bridge?
not clear on the circumstances. Apparently the police don't have any evidence.
Glitch Trap through Vanny is killing the therapist whenever they get close to finding out the truth. Glitch Trap is
Whereabouts?
slowly taking more and more control over her.
These
and
in
when
the
the 4th
games?
and final therapist gets too close, exposing her for lying about her family's history, as apparently she had a good childhood and good parents. She lied about the court cases and the custody battle and all of the above. She tells Vanessa when she's more prepared to answer.
Why don't we come back to this another day? You're shaking your head as though that's not going to happen.
And Vanny kills the therapist and hears the voice in her head ask,
"Are you ready?"
Where from, though? Where are the game
Introducing
files
the new
from?
stars of the show.
Or is that the VR game? I don't know. Wait, does Vanny control these guys except from Freddy? Security breach mail system. How did I not find that?
Freddy starts to glitch out. Something is trying to infect him. He begins to glitch out worrying Chica. He then falls and Chica rushes to him, but it's too late.
Well. Yeah.
Freddy gets restarted in safe mode and... Wait, there's someone inside of him.
Shh! Will you shut up?
Who said that?
I did! And down here.
Down where? I still do not see you.
Okay, listen. You were sleeping, so I opened the stomach hatch and climbed inside.
My stomach hatch? That place is reserved for oversized birthday cakes and piñatas. It is not a safe play area.
Gregory snuck into the location.
Is that what it was designed for, or was it designed for bodies?
The performance. But now he's about to be locked into the Pizzaplex if he doesn't get out in time. So he follows Freddy's instructions until eventually he makes it out to the front lobby.
I don't remember seeing that.
Right in front of him. Gregory is now trapped inside the Pizzaplex.
No! Wait, I'm still here! Now what am I supposed to do?
Exploring and surviving daycare.
Hello, new friends. You're sure late. Are we having a slumber party? Where are all your friends? No, why would you do that? Lights on, lights on. I warned you.
Dude. Moon was the creepiest character, Loki. So... Wait, so... Sun is himself his own animatronic. Moon is controlled by William? Brooke! Hi, Brooke.
Fighting against animatronics on all levels of the mall, even underground.
I don't get the lore of these guys. Like, why do they... I don't know, maybe I'm leaving it a bit. No, Moon was bad, but nothing beats, they were terrifying, but, like, he was creepy. Oh, yeah, no, they were weeping in. Yeah, they were... Yeah, but what was the lore of them? Like, why do they stand still when you look at them? Like, I know it is just weeping angels, but what canonically makes that happen? Michael controls all of these, right? That's why he takes the glasses down to show he's got red eyes, right?
Gregory clicking a button, causing the bucket to spill, hitting Montgomery Gator and pushing him all the way down.
His soul's freed? Because his eyes are red still.
Roxy. Gregory drives a car all the way down the Roxy Raceway. Eventually being spotted by Roxy herself.
Roxy's not got red eyes, though.
Gregory jumps from the vehicle.
Just a plot? Okay, so there's no canonical.
Straight into Roxy.
Why does Roxy go after you?
And Chica. Chica smells the food that Gregory planted. Gregory clicks a button for the compactor to destroy Chica, but it gets stuck on something. So Gregory makes a run for it and pushes Chica over, knocking the pole out the way, slamming the compactor shut.
Ooh.
Chica's still alive and grabs Gregory's leg. He kicks her in the face and the compactor destroys her hull.
Oh, it's a virus?
Yeah. From the best of them all and running from giants.
Dude, this level was fucking intense. It was so hard as well.
all while Vanny is trying to find him and finish him off for causing so much trouble in one night. Gregory and Freddy work as a team and survive all these difficult challenges together. The time struck 6 AM and Gregory headed towards the door.
Freddy, it's open. Let's go.
No, I cannot exit this facility.
Of course you can. Come on.
So Freddy just wasn't... The virus just didn't get him.
Somewhere.
Without a recharge station, my systems would shut down within an hour. It is a safety precaution. It is my design. This is where I must stay. Do not return. It will never be safe. I will miss you.
Freddy, if I leave now, nothing will change, will it? There will be more disappearances.
Yes, I am afraid that is correct. Gregory, you have a choice to make.
Okay.
The door is open, and you can go. Or you can continue to investigate the secrets of the Pizzaplex. I feel there is something else going on besides Vanny.
Gregory and Freddy stay to explore the secrets of the Pizzaplex and find an elevator leading underground.
And that takes you to the burnt down place?
This elevator does not appear to follow any safety protocols. I do not think it can survive more than one trip.
The elevator leads them all the way down to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place.
I know what this is. I have been here before.
She being Vanny?
Brought me here. I found myself for the first time when I cleared the path. I did not want to, but I had no choice. Now I have a choice.
I mean, in this place is where the
changed.
endoskeletons were.
My friends are here. They are so angry, confused. But I can
Is there a soul in Freddy at all? Or no?
protect you. I am not me.
Gregory begins to believe someone may be possessing Freddy. By falling even more within the pizza place, they land in the same room Henry sat in while saying his final words many years ago.
Hey, fairly for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. We're currently watching the FNAF Lore.
They're able to almost reconstruct Scraptrap's body and transfer William's data from Glitchtrap into it, like it did with the arcades upstairs, also using remnant from the murdered kids. William Afton is truly in purgatory, but the glitched AI of him is free. William is back. The company
Oh, Freddy's Michael, and that's why he's helping. I got you.
were throwing all the old haunted animatronics down here as they knew they'd be covering it all up with them all. Over time, a big amalgamation had been building itself up slowly, knowing that Vanny was bringing William back. But Vanny nor Glitchtrap realized that the amalgamation was even down there with them. Freddy started to be taken over by Glitchtrap through the monitors in the building, trying to do what he failed to do during that performance earlier, trying to recreate what he did with the arcades and how he got into his current body. Gregory clicks a button to release fire into his room, distracting William from taking control, and Gregory fights off all the animatronics on his own. The amalgamation witnesses all that's happening, and after seeing William free, when Gregory hits the fire once more, he goes towards William and grabs him by the throat. Gregory and Freddy run away and escape the burning building. They sit down and finally relax on a hill after a long night. The same hill the graves of the unfortunate kids who disappeared so many years ago rest. Gregory, and for once in this entire story, Freddy, live happily ever after.
I don't think they do. Do they? Is that like an end of storyline or?
That's the end of this horrific story. Thank you so much for watching this entire series.
It's done. I thought
this is the end of it all until we hopefully get another game.
Yeah.
I really hope you guys enjoyed the result of what I've put everything into, and thank you all so much.
You fucking good, pal. Oh my goodness. Good video.